I spent 2 years fighting for my country. Came home early to surprise my family. But when I asked my son where his mom was, he said, she was at church marrying my best friend. I stood on my own front lawn, suitcase still in hand, watching cars fill the church parking lot 2 blocks away. My son's words kept replaying. Mom's at church getting married to your best friend, Steve. Our whole family is there, even your parents. I kept asking myself if I'd misheard, if a 7-year-old could confuse something that big. But his face was too clear in my mind, confused, a little nervous, like he knew he'd said something he wasn't supposed to. And I just stood there in uniform, boots still dusted with sand and dirt from the last base I had left. The flight back had taken 20 hours. 2 years gone, and not one person had told me. I walked back to the curb and sat on the suitcase. My knees felt weak, but I didn't want to look like I'd fallen apart. Not in broad daylight. Neighbors were out. Some saw me. A few even looked away fast like I was a stray dog sitting where I didn't belong. I stared at my house. The front door still had that dent from when I moved the couch in years ago. I built that deck with my own hands. There was still the tire swing I put up for my son. All still there, but the life inside gone. I gave everything for that family. I didn't have much, but what I had I gave. I worked double shifts before I enlisted just to keep us from drowning in bills. I passed on promotions because they'd have moved me too far away. When deployment orders came, I didn't hesitate. She cried. She begged me not to go, but she also knew we needed the military pay. I figured she'd understand. I wasn't chasing glory. I was just trying to provide. I'd send money home, always on time. Every letter she sent, I read like scripture. Every picture of my son, I folded neatly and tucked in my locker. I slept beside his photos more nights than I can count. I miss his birthdays. I miss the school plays. But I told myself it was for them. Always for them. Somewhere along the way, her letters got shorter, then less frequent. Pictures stopped coming. I asked if everything was okay. She said life was just busy, that our son was growing fast. She sent a picture of him on his first bike, but she didn't look happy standing behind him, just tired, distant. I blamed the distance on the miles between us, the time zones, the deployments. I figured love could wait. I believe that, but love doesn't wait. Not when the heart's already packed its bags. I didn't see the drift coming. But now that I think about it, I did feel it. She stopped signing her letters with love. Just her name. Sometimes she'd forget to ask how I was holding up. I told myself not to make it about me. She was raising our boy alone. She was tired. It's easy to make excuses for people you die for. The last letter came 6 months before I came back. Said things were complicated. That we'd talk when I got home. I'd planned to come back early. A surprise. I thought I'd fix whatever was broken. I pictured her crying when she saw me at the door. I imagined my son running into my arms. Instead, I got this. My son standing barefoot in the doorway asking if I was back for good, then casually telling me his mom was getting married to Steve, my best friend, the man I trusted with my home, my family while I was away. He was always around, even before I left, fixing the fence, taking my boy to Balgamese. I thought he was just helping. I thought I was lucky to have a friend like that. Guess I was the only one who thought so. I didn't go to the church. Didn't storm in. What was the point? She made her choice. My family made theirs, too. My parents, my sister, they were all there, knowing I was still alive, still breathing somewhere far from home. I didn't even call them. Instead, I made arrangements, quiet ones, the house. It was in my name. She'd never want to be on the mortgage. Said paperwork made her anxious. I sent the papers to a lawyer. Sold it fast. Cheap. I didn't care about the money. Just wanted it gone. Steve's business. I knew things. Things he never told anyone. But things a best friend shares when drunk. Tax fraud. Backdoor deals. I passed that along to the right people anonymously. I didn't even have to check if it worked. I knew it would. As for my parents, I didn't answer when they finally called. Not after the news hit, that Steve was being investigated, that his accounts were frozen. Not after my sister left messages saying we needed to talk. I didn't have it in me. Silence was easier, cleaner. They made their choice. They watched her remarry while I was still alive. That's a kind of death I didn't know existed. I found a small place 3 towns over. I work. I sleep. I stay quiet. My son, I write him letters. I never send them. Maybe one day, when he's old enough to understand. Last month, she came by. Don't know how she found me. She stood on my porch looking older, heavier with regret. She started crying. Said Steve was gone, his life ruined. Said she didn't know the man he became. She wanted to talk, to explain. I didn't say a word. Just stood there. She kept asking if I was going to say something. I shook my head, closed the door. Some things don't need words. I've buried enough ghosts.